Well, hello, and welcome to Beema's Crafty Corner. I am Beema, better known as Els, and that is Harry. We all know that's why everybody comes to the channel, to see Harry. Good morning, Harry. Good morning. Come over here so everybody can see you. Miss Arlene is here. Say hi, Miss Arlene. Hi. Yes. Wow. Mrs. Rose will be in just a minute. Yes, you could say hi to Rose, too. Well, you were just talking to Rose, huh? Yeah, you were. Okay. He's such a good boy. He's a good boy today. Yes, he is. He went outside, and he was not in the condominium. He stayed on the porch. He stayed on the patio with me. Yes, he did. He was a good boy. He was a good boy. Yes, he was. Howie was a good boy. His face was a good boy. Yes, he was. And he was out there for about 15, 20 minutes and didn't try to go nowhere. He was being a good boy. Yes, he was. He was being a good boy. Yeah, that's yogurt. We haven't opened it yet. We're not having that yet. You want some yogurt, don't you? Yes, you do. Okay. All righty. So let's do a little business first up front. Why not, right? Okay. So we are posted through how far are we posted? We're into March. I have videos posted into March, so the schedule is updated. I know because that's the updated schedule right there. Get in there, Weevil. So we are posted in through March. And we're staying with the Monday Mixed Media Mini Morsels on every other Monday because we're getting good response and people like it, so we're keeping it for a while. So tomorrow's the last day. I'm not going to be here tomorrow morning or tomorrow night because I might be here in the morning, but I'm not going to be here tomorrow night because I'm going to be handing out candy to the little ghouls. Yes. And then tonight we're going to be doing a charm, like a quick charm thing. I don't know if I have any in here. Let's see. If I do, they're at the bottom because they're heavy. I don't have one in here to show you, but they're just paperclip charms and they're very easy to do. It's a very easy project. So we're going to be doing those tonight in the idea book because we should have things like that too, not just, not just pockets and stuff. We need to do other things. So, and then next month, starting on the 4th, I'm going to be releasing on Tuesdays those boxes, and they go all the way into the middle of December. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 candy boxes, and then the washi tape caddy. I did that as well. I did a video on that so that we could all see that. So very busy coming up. Remember, there's no sale in December. So we're going to have next month's sale. And then in January, we'll have 2 sales, my regular January sale and a countdown sale. And I'll try to do them pretty close together so that you could, if you want, you can do the shipping combined. Okay. That's all for that. Also, next month in December, for the entire month of December, I am going to be taking part in this. It's called Terry's Crafty Christmas 25. And so you'll see a video that'll have a hashtag. I actually go on the 23rd is when my video will post. And there'll be like a link tree and a whole bunch of stuff to go to all of these other creators. Some of them have shops and some of them have just, regular channels where they just show their work. So you'll be able to go and check all of those out. Yeah, I like combined shipments. It's a big one. So there'll be a link tree in there. There'll be my splash screen at the beginning is going to be a little bit different because it's going to be information for this so that you can see it. And I'm going to put it at the beginning and at the end of the video So, you know, you can either go back to the beginning and look, or you can wait till the end and then pause the video so that you can get information on all of these, because there's going to be, there are 43 different people that are participating in this collaboration. So all of their websites, all of their YouTube channels and stuff are going to be linked in their Etsy shops and everything. So there's going to be a link tree that you can go to, and you can pick out everybody that, you know, you want to check out. But I will ask that you subscribe to as many of them as possible, or, you know, that you can enjoy. I don't expect anybody to, you know, just blatantly blank slate subscribe to everybody, because, you know, they may not be your cup of tea. Like, I am not everybody's cup of tea. Let's be honest. Most people don't like my channel because, you know, because I'm annoying. All right, so we are doing Pink and Floofy. I have not yet finalized the New Year's stream, but we are going to be December 31st. We'll be here, just like always, to celebrate New Year's with you. We're going to start at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 9, 10, and 11 across the country. I'm going to be mailing out the project pieces. I have them here. Let me show you. So every year I get 2 or 3 people that come on, and we go in StreamYard, and we work together. And this year we're sending out these. They're kind of like a grayish brown color, and they have these numbers on them. So you have to figure out how to avoid the numbers. But everybody's going to get like 2 or 3 of these. Depends on how many people we have. And you can make anything you want. They're just giant envelopes. But, you know, so it gives you a lot of paper to work with. But whatever you want to make with it. So I think, I know for sure I have Carla, and I believe that Rose King over at Roses and Sweet Tea is going to be here as well. And we're going to be doing silliness. Hi, Christine. Those people bite. They only nibble, honey. Some very nice ladies, and they only nibble. I'm sure. Rose says they only nibble. Rose only nibbles. All right, so let's take a look. So we have 2 signatures that we're putting in this puppy. And we have all kinds of pre-made ephemera. We have, like, there's the basket over here is full of laces and trims. And then we have a whole bunch of papers and stuff here that we can work with. Okay, so we have paper. We'll put the paper over here. Let's get this phone out of the way. I've already been on the phone this morning, yapping away to Rose. All right, so I have this that I found, and I told you guys about it yesterday, but I didn't show you. So let me show you what this is. If I have one. I may not have one all whole anymore. Here's one. I got one. Okay, so this is like a 1980s, you know, shirt collar kind of thing. Get this out of the way. And I just cut here, and I cut this little piece here off, and it gives me this. And this is, it's like 7.5 inches long. So I thought it could be, you know, on a page somewhere in this book. So that's what it is. It's a collar. And then I have a bunch of appliques too that I pulled, and we have some lace. So we got, you know, so we can do this right, because according to Rose, if it's pink and floofy, it has to be covered in lace. So, and then this is all pockets and stuff. And then we have bits and pieces that we haven't worked with yet. And we have some stickers and stuff, and some rub-ons, of course. And then, of course, we have all of the ephemera that we've made thus far. So this is section B. I'm not doing one off camera this time. Hi, Miss Maury. I'm not doing one off camera this time because I'm only doing 2 signatures. I don't know. I might do a third one. We're going to see where it goes. If I do a third one, I'll do that off camera. Otherwise, we're going to be on camera. So yesterday we put together our signatures and we cut them down. They are 8 inches by 5, 8 by 5. And so we put them all together and we start kind of pulling, putting stuff in. So let's take a look. So on our this is the first page. Usually on the first page, we put like a big pocket and da-da-da. But this one, I decided we were just going to do it very basic, very simple. So this is actually from the digital. We do have a digital for this that I pulled. Actually, it's 3 digitals from the same designer. So the color scheme is correct. So we went ahead and we put this on. I like it. I think it makes that coffee paper actually look good. I did the signatures while you slept. And then we put in a pocket and we put in one of our little pre-made journal cards and just a little detail. And there's still plenty, of writing room. Then this one, this is a page out of a legal ledger, I get these. Miss Rose sends these to me. She gets them. Hold on. Let me pull this one so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. So this is an assessor's abstract of lands from Leon County, Texas. So it's a part of this. Because you can see this sucker is huge. And so it's cut down, and I put it in here because I can flip this over. This side actually has the holes under there. And so we put in made it a pocket, and we put something in, and then the other side is a good size. We put in this little pocket, which came with the set for our bookmark, which we'll do in a little piece of ephemera. And that was it. We did 5 pages yesterday. Not a lot, but we have done no paper clips for this. There's no removable pockets for this or anything like that. It's just straight stuff. We'll do those as we need them. So I'm debating on if I'm going to put lace on this pocket or possibly over here. But, let's do this. So we can't put any lace on this one because we've already got lace on the one before it. So we can't put any lace on this one, but we can decorate this one. So what are we going to do here? No idea, but we're going to do it. So let's take a look. Oh, you know what we could do? We could do something very simple. I think we are. We're going to just do something very simple. We're just going to put a flower on it and move on. Why? Because I want writing space. Yes, it's going to be pink and floofy. There's going to be lace and trims and stuff, but I really want, to still leave space to actually write in this book. Although I think the pink and floofy ones are supposed to be like, a look at. Will lace hinder writing on the next pages? I don't think so. I have done lace on books before, just not white floofy lace, but I have used lace before in books. And if you put it on the bottom or you put it on the side edge, you're really not damaging too much of the writing area. But I will tell you this, when you're writing in this kind of a journal, if you're like in just a journal, like a notebook kind of journal, you can really get away with just writing and doing your thing. But in this kind of a journal, I find that one of the best things you can do is just take a piece of cardboard, like the back of a pad or something, and cut it down to a size that works for you, and just put it in like we'll use this for demonstration. So if I'm going to write on this page, because we know there's going to be a lot of floof and stuff, I would put that in and then write on my page. And then when I turn my page, just move it to the other side and then write on this side. And that way you don't get as much of the bumpings and stuff that are, because that happens in this kind of a journal. it's not, these are first and foremost not really designed to be written in. This little sticker is being a pain in my butt. Where's my thing? There it is. Okay, we're going to try it this way. Sometimes if you poke the back, you can get it off of there. There we go. So I usually tell people, if you're going to write in this kind of a journal, and this kind of a journal, by this kind of a journal, I mean any handmade kind of journal. Unless it's just, somebody making handmade paper and putting it into a book, I always recommend that you have something underneath it to write on. Yeah, I mean, it's always, having a writing board is always going to be a pain in the butt, but it does give you that ability to write without, because like here, this little journal card has some little pearls on it. There's a couple of little pearls up here. So if you're writing up here, you're going to hit those pearls and it's going to mess up whatever it is you're writing. So if you put in a writing board, you're giving yourself more of a flat place to write. I know, it's a pain in the ass, but we do it anyway. Yes, I did. I said, but. All right, in case she is lurking, hello, Miss Rose. She said she was going to lurk. I should have put this on first, but I didn't. So now I need my tweezers because I got to lift this thing up. There we go. Get that under there. Under where? Under there. Okay. Now we have that down. Okay. Yeah. You just take a piece of cardstock or something and you make a little writing board and you put it under there. Because we buy these journals because of the, because they're pretty. I don't care where you look. There's nobody out there making journals that look like these, commercially. All right. So I'm going to leave this for writing space because I think that is appropriate. Now we're going to move on to this page. I'm going to move this up just a little bit. I want it a little bit more centered. There we go. That is the beauty of not stitching in your pages. You can take them out and work on them if you need to and put them back. And you can also adjust them. So when you're building this kind of a book, if something catches on something, you can adjust a page up or down or cut it off or whatever it is you need to do to make it work. All right, so let's put some lace on this one. Why? Just because we can. Let's pick one. This one's pretty boring. Let's use this one. All right. I know, right? Ugh. I watched when I first started making journals, and God, that was years ago. They were very utilitarian. Like, yes, you put pages in there, and yes, you would put in stuff, but it was always all flat. And it was usually stuff like that you, as the user, put in, you know. I've been making journals for probably, I don't know, 12, 15 years, something like that. And when I found this community on YouTube where people were making journals, I was like, oh, cool, other people that make journals. And I started watching and I was like, these are not journals, people. A journal, by definition, is a book to journal or chronologically record your life or your thoughts. It's not all this foo-foo stuff. And so, like, the first couple of ones that I watched, if I hadn't watched more than the first like 5 or 6 designers, I probably wouldn't have a YouTube channel, and I probably wouldn't be part of YouTube, because most of them made these like what I would actually term to be more like art pieces than journals, you know, because they were very much totally plastered with stuff. And I was like, that's not a journal, people. And so after watching for a while, I decided there is a happy medium between, you know, the uber plastered. There's plenty of beautiful flat things that you can put into a journal and still give it character without having to load it up. I mean, I was watching people put like a whole strip of pearls, and I was like, okay, but how do you close the friggin' book? You know? And then there's some that they do these mass make pieces. And I actually saw a designer one time years ago. This had to be about 8, 9 years ago. She was like, so I'm gonna mass make to put, because I'm doing a new journal. And I was like, okay, cool. She's gonna do a new journal. Let's see what she's gonna do. She mass made about 400 pieces. I mean, it was disgusting. And then she was like, okay, now I think I have enough to do the journal. And I was like, okay, to pick through. No, she put all 400 pieces in the freaking journal. I was like, are you kidding me? Yeah, junk mail's free, you know. And that at that point, it's not even a junk journal, guys. It's not a junk journal. That's the thing. And all of these get put in the same classification. Well, it's a junk journal. It's not a junk journal, people. If you are putting handmade stuff that you're getting from a digital or something like that into it, that's not a junk journal. That's a journal. A junk journal is when you're actually taking junk mail and old pieces of paper and things that you have hanging around the house, and you're adding those together and you're binding them in some way, whether you're stapling them, tying them, whatever. And you're just going to be like basically going through and writing stuff on a card and then gluing it in, and then or writing on a little piece that you have. That's a junk journal. And there's a big difference. And somewhere in YouTube land, this has all been combined together. But yeah, I actually watched a designer one time, and I'm sure 400 is an exaggeration. It might have been like 350 pieces, but she sat there for like I watched her for 4 videos. They were each about an hour, hour and a half long. Of course, I watched them in fast forward. Because I was interested in what she was doing. Like, what does a mass make? What the hell is she talking about? And she just started like going and going and going. And I was like, okay, okay, okay. And I'm thinking maybe she's doing this like, you know, for like to have pieces on hand. No, 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 no. It was all going in the same freaking journal. I need a butterfly. And I need one in pink. This is going to send me off on a tangent here. Trying to find a pink butterfly. All right, let's see if we got one in here. I'm not seeing any butterflies. And then on the other end of it, you know, you hear people like we talked about the other day, the lady who was like, well, if they have any of those plastic stickers on there, I'm just going to rip them all out. Oh my God. Then why do you buy it? You know, there's no butterflies in this entire pack, although they're pink. So we'll keep them out. Keep that out. I need pink butterflies. Where has my... I reorganized things, so I'm a little out of sorts here. Okay, here we go. Could be one in there. I've got a tape there that we could use. Let's see. There could be one in here. And of course, there's definitely going to be something in here if all else fails. So we put this back up. Yeah, it's... So you have to kind of find your spot. Like, I don't call my journals junk journals because in my opinion, they're not. I don't use junk. And to me, there's a difference. I don't think this has anything pink in it. Okay. There is maybe one in here. This has got a possible maybe. And I'm looking at it. I think it's kind of orange. Yeah, it's too orange for this. So that's going to be a no. That. All right, we're going to go in here and we're going to get into the pinks and reds because that's where they're going to be. Pinks and reds. All right. So we have lots of roses. All right, let's see. Blue, purples, greens, butterflies. These are basically just butterflies. We're going to see. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I just saw something. Got one. Okay. It's a little pastel, but that's okay. All right, we just threw the rest of that on the floor. Let's pick that up. Hi guys, how you doing? Yes, we need flutters. Flutter by. Okay. All right, so we're gonna put this back with the butterflies. There we go. Okay. Put this over here. I'll put it back up later. All right, so we're gonna put this little butterfly guy down here. Yeah. And where's my ball? Ball. Here's my ball. There's that. And then there's this little affirmation, and I thought it was cute. So we're going to put this on there. Right there. Yeah, I moved everything out here. Completely redid the corner. He has not been in the kitty cave since I did it because there's now like 2 pillows out here. And the other day I caught him going under my little step stool into the one empty cubby hole that I have back here. And that's his new kitty cave. And I caught him last night trying to drag the pillow in there. Such a silly boy. All right. So it's very simple, but it's, you know, you can still write on it. Plenty of writing space. And that's not to say that we won't decide later on that maybe it needs a pocket or it needs a journal card or maybe it needs a paper clip. That is totally possible. Okay. So let's go ahead and flip the page. Now, this is the back end where we have this. So I like to put washi tape here. So let's find which washi tape we want to use. Here, washi, 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 washi. Here, washi, 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 washi. That's a possibility. You know what? We're just going to use it. If I can get it to come off the roll. That's a question. I love these shaped washies, but you have to be careful because they tend to, they'll catch and tear. So you have to be really careful with them, pulling them off. So. Rose is, she's got the baby today. And she cracks me up. She's like telling the baby she has to have breakfast or something. And the baby's like, no, I want chips. And she's like, fine, take the whole bag. You get that way, don't you? As a grandma, you're just like, yeah, you know what? Go ahead. just go. I always say it's not bad parenting. It's good grandparenting. Until they throw you under the bus. And you know they will. Because at some point they're going to be home and they're going to be like, their parents are going to be like breakfast. And they're going to be like, I want chips. And they're going to be like, you can't have chips for breakfast. That's not breakfast food. And they're going to be like, grandma lets me do it. In which case they just threw your butt under the bus and you're going to get that phone call. From whichever one of her parents is your child. So yeah, you have to be really careful with these when you're pulling them off, just as an FYI. If you can pull it off a little at a time and put it on something, like a piece of acetate or something, as you're pulling it off the roll, it helps to keep it from tearing because then you can actually see what's going on. But I have like this one too, and this one is notorious for tearing an inch before I get to the bottom, you know, of the piece that I need. All right, so we're going to put that piece on there. And that's just to kind of break up that definitive drop between lace and page and paper, because it's very noticeable. All righty, now I think over here we're going to be doing a pocket, so I want to see where that's going to go. And we have these that came in the set. Let me show you these. So these are I've done these, I think, on a video, but they actually came as part of the part of the kit. And you put them together, and I kind of like them in the kit. I think it's a good idea in the kit because it was very easy to put together. And they even put directions on the page, which was really sweet. I'm going to put this away before it gets that dry, crusty look on the top. And we have... All right, so if we're going to do this, we're going to have to put like tags and stuff in it, which not a problem. I'm going to have to do something at the top of this page, which might be where we put our first paper clip. I don't know. Okay. There will be no floofy at the bottom or tops of the pages, just so we're clear, okay? Edge only. I ain't doing no shit at the bottom. There'll be no dangling out the bottom of the book, okay? I want to be able to put this on a shelf and pull it off without having to worry about dusting my shelves with the lace. All right, so we have this. Now, when I put these together, let me grab a taggy poo. This one at the top, I stopped. This one stopped. And this one just goes to the bottom. And I did that for a reason. There is, some of them I do where the top one goes all the way down, or the second one goes all the way down. But on these, I just kind of did the full stop at the bottom of them because they were already deep enough, without, so we didn't want to do them any deeper. So we're going to go ahead and put this in here. I don't know, like, what we're going to put in here yet, but it's going to be probably like a tag and maybe a journal card or a bigger tag. We'll do some bigger tags. We don't really have any bigger tags right now. It's a little more ink. There we go. Okay. All right. I'm putting this puppy down. Now, remember, when you put these in, you can glue them here, here, and here, and still have a pocket over here. But this is so wide that if you put a pocket over here, it's going to be very hard to get whatever it is out once this is in a book. Keep that in mind. You could put it over here and you can have it here, but then you have to worry about it sticking out or falling out of the book. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue this down because there's enough here to give me the real estate that I need, and I really want it on the outside of the page. I don't know why. I'm probably going to put washi tape here is what I'm looking at. So, oh, I found kitty paw. Yeah, it was in the corner of the basket. But I found it. I still ordered more, though. I still ordered more. Just trying to find a place to hold on to this so I can glue it down without it, So I have to make, for this collaboration, I have to make at least a minimum of a 20-minute video. Do you know how long I have worked to try and make it so that my tutorials are only 15 minutes long-ish? Like I hit 20 minutes on some of them, and it's only because I have like a 2.5-minute intro. So yeah, Rose is paying for this one. All right. Poor Rose is like, what did I do? All right, so let's see. I have some blank white tags up here because I always keep, some blank tags. So let's see. So these are going to be too big for this, so we'll not use those right now. I do have some other ones. These ones. That's a good size. So I think we're going to do something with that. And let's see what we have. I know we have some tags done in here, I think. I think they're in here. They could be in there. We'll find out as I dig around. I think this is all just ephemera pieces. Yeah. All right, so I think they're in here. Yep, there's one. I see one. So let's get out the little tags that actually come with the set. Let's see. Yeah, see, that fits in there. Okay, so we're going to do... Oh, these two. I did these two. This is from a different kit, but I think it works. So... But I think these are going to be too big. Screw it. Let's put it in there and see what we think when we put another one in there. No, it's too big. All right, let's see. All right. All right, we're going to do that. And of course, we'll finish them later. We don't need to finish them right now. All right, and we have this. I got this, and it is Seasons Among Flowers. And it's a 3-sheet set, and it looks like it's got like some butterflies and flower and roses and stuff in it. So let's open this puppy up and see what we've got. It's like washi strips and words. Let's see what else. Oh, so these are fabric. Yeah, those are fabric. Oh, they're all fabric. Oh my God, this thing is gorgeous. What the hell? I love it. I like it. I like it. Oh, this is cool. Okay. I didn't think these were that cool, but they're really cool. Okay. I'm putting that right in there. It says yesterday. I like it. Okay, that's going right there. This is awesome. These are fabric. Ooh, I like them. You broke your nose, girly. What are we going to do with you? All right. Yeah, these are fabric. How cool is that? I like it. Okay. This is awesome. I got these from Temu. These are awesome. I love them. Okay, I need these. Okay. Now I'm going to have to go in and order a bunch. They were right on the price point. And it doesn't mean they're still going to be the same price point. You guys know the way the tariffs have gone. Stuff is jumping all over the place. I'm going to cover that little piece on the end right there. Freaking awesome. I love it. Okay. Nothing's going to catch. This needs to be backed because it's just single 110-pound Nina. So it's going to need to be backed. So let's do that real quick so I don't forget. Hey, Jamie. All right, so I'm going to glue this down here. There. I've never actually opened the package. Like, I got them, but I didn't open them. Like, I was like, okay, they're pretty. You know, I do that. I do. I order stuff from Temu sometimes, and I go, And then apparently I did like them, like when I ordered them, because I ordered them in the second, like the very next order. So I must have been visually attracted to them because I ordered them twice, and they came in 2 separate packages. And I was like, I must have really liked them, but I didn't really open them and look at them, you know. Because sometimes I get stuff on Temu and it's just because, you know, I got to hit that $20 thing in order to get free shipping. And I'm not real good at it, you know. I went in there yesterday and I was in there all day and I was like, 2 days now I've been in Temu going, I think I ordered another set of these just because, you know. Or maybe the other ones, because I think there's 2 or 3 different designs of these. And I think I may have ordered the other one. But this is really cool. The whole thing, it's like not just this, they're all fabric, which is kind of cool. So it gives you that, you know, it's texture. It gives you that tactile bit in there. So we're going to, you know, do all of these. This one, I don't know what we're going to do with that, but we're going to do that. So we're going to do these. And then we have a little journal card and a little tag there. This one actually has little pearls on it, and it still fits in there just fine. So I'm not worried about that. I still don't know what I'm doing with the rest of this page. Do, 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 do. Oh, crap. That was a long time ago. That was a long, long time ago. Back in another era. That's where people were still being snarky to me, and they were like, I bet you can't do a whole journal in one live stream. Watch me. Buttheads. Yeah, I used to get that a lot. Because people used to say that, you know, I didn't put a lot of thought into my journals. Because I could whip one out. No problem. Not really seeing anything that I think will add to this page. Charcuterie. Why would somebody use that in a book, you know? No. 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 Okay. Nothing here works with this page. You know, when in doubt, when making a fluffy journal, butterflies. I'm kidding. I won't do it. We'll come back to it. I'll figure something out for it, you know. All right. So this, I love this. This was part of a wedding invitation kind of set, and just dyed them a different color. They were like a cream color, I want to say, with like no, they were like a light gray with this like gray overtone. So this page, I don't know what we're doing with it, but it's kind of an issue. So we're gonna have to do something with it. We have quite a few pockets already. I think I know what I'm putting here. Not my thing. Where is it? 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 I'll find it. I know it's in here. Okay. So I have this. This is actually a video. When does this video come out? No freaking idea. Let me see. Wow. When did it come out? Oh, please. Not until January? Okay. And yeah, this one comes out apparently in January. I don't know. Like, I'm looking and I'm like, I've got an idea, but I'm not getting there. Where is it? I have an idea in my head. Here we go. Two. All right. I don't want to do that there because I don't want to do a pocket next to a pocket. You know what I mean? And I'm going to have to do a pocket over here. That's going to be a flip, but it doesn't work here. What is this? Yeah, but that's a stack pocket. And I don't want to do a stack pocket when I just did a stack pocket. Oh, they're so confusing. These are cute, but no. I might make a paper clip out of this. We might make a paper clip out of that. Let's hold on to it. Think about it for a while. Maybe. I don't know. We could do a little tiny, let's do some staggered pockets, yeah? Because we have all these little pockets we really can't do anything with, except to do them as a staggered pocket. So let's do a couple of staggered pockets on here. That'll still leave us, you know, because there'll be one here and then we'll do one here, which is still going to leave plenty of writing room, but it's going to give us, you know, a little something. Let's put some ink on these and see what we think. Carla! Yeah, I remember that. See, what it is I have OCD, like truly have OCD, diagnosed and everything. And of course, there's a whole bunch of stuff that comes along with that. If you didn't know, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, also pulls into play it narrows your focus. So you're able to like hone in on something and you're like, you know, like they say, a dog with a bone. You can't help yourself. So it puts my attention like really well focused into something. Now I've gotten really good at, you know, in addition to that, being able to like carry on a conversation. But if you have true OCD, it can cause you to be like, you know, ADHD makes you very, you know, squirrel. With true OCD, if you have true OCD, if you see a squirrel, you're going to follow it till you figure it out, you know? And so like right now I'm doing this, but I'm already thinking about these 2 pages because I can see them. I can see them, so I know where I want to go and what I have going on here. How am I going to transition to that? And I know that's weird, but it's just kind of the way that OCD works. I'm going to do a tall tag here. So I have this. No, I don't want to do a tall tag. Do these fit at all? I don't think they're going to fit. I think that's 2. I knew there was 2 there. Ooh, that just fits. So, yeah, I think we're going to have to do a handmade tag for this. And this just fits. So let's see. This is 2 1/4. So we're going to do it 2 1/8. So let me grab one of the white ones and check the white one because I think the white one's going to fit. Yeah, so that fits okay. It's a little tall. We'll cut it down. Yeah, so my OCD is what helps me to kind of get stuff done. I was actually talking to Rose this morning, and yeah. So, yeah, so I get hyper-focused on stuff. And because I want it to be perfect, I'm always looking ahead. And I'm always looking at it going, what can I do? What can I do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Not what can I do? What am I going to do there? What am I going to do here? So I'm looking at this page and I'm working this page. But in my brain, I'm already working on this one. And I know what this looks like. So I'm working on this one. And I'm thinking about this one going, I don't know if that even works in this journal. Like, I don't even know if I like that color mix. But because this is what's going to be up against each other. But how is there a way that I can blend this to this? Or rather this to these? So my brain is hyper-focused like that. And my answer is, I don't know yet. but my brain's not going to shut down until I figure it out. And that is why sometimes you guys will see me pull a piece of paper out of a journal and I'll go, nope, not dealing with it, because I can't get it compartmentalized to where it needs to be. All right, so we have this, and we're going to be making a tag out of it. So what I'm going to do is find a piece of paper that I like from our digitals. Let me pull these up. Okay, I just threw a whole bunch of paper on the floor. Love it. That's okay. Harry will play with it. And I kind of want to go with something that's, you know, sort of like, you know, base in the background, because I'm going to be decorating it. I think I'm going to go with this piece right here. That's the one. Because if I'm going to put decorations on it, I don't need it to be over the top. I just need it to be within the palette. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue on this. And I don't normally do this, but since we printed this on regular printer paper, basically, not bad. I'm just going to look at it at the light. Put that puppy back there. And then I'll just trim it out. I'm trying to work around the paper. It annoys me because it's just printer paper. It's 20-pound printer paper. So it's not fantastic, and I hate that. But you know what? On the other hand, it shows that you can use anything you have and make your journal work. And, you know, make it pretty. In my opinion, it'll be just as pretty as using high-end paper. Okay. I missed this whole top spot up here. Let me get a little glue in there. Okay. Oh, did you find it? All right, so I got this side crooked. Yeah, I can see it. Let me get that off of there. Okay, much better. Let's put some ink on this puppy and see where we're at. Now, it needs something. What are we going to put on it? I don't know, but we'll figure it out. What are we putting on that tag? I have an umbrella. Okay. Oopsie. I just dropped a whole bunch of lace on my foot. And I'm trying very hard to ignore it. Shush. Very, very hard to ignore it. Okay. No. No. No, because that one has, I'm pretty sure that has, nope, it doesn't. Okay. So we got a contender. I hate that saying. Ugh. I do. I hate bloom where you're planted and bloom and grow. I hate both of them. I just want to strangle somebody for that. And they're like in almost every digital kit that's feminine. And it's like, okay, no. I don't know. To me, it just seems bloom where you're planted is another way of saying just accept the way your life is, you know? And I don't like that because as far as I'm concerned, if you don't like the way your life is, then you can change it. You know what I mean? So I have a real issue with that. Bloom where you're planted. No. If you're in a situation that sucks, get out of it. Pick up roots and transplant, people. You know? I don't know. Just my personal opinion. I just don't like that saying because it implies that, you know, wherever you are is good enough. Just deal with it. And I don't think that's true. I think that, you know, we all have the ability to change our situation. And so I think bloom where you're planted is kind of a way of saying, you know what? This is your lot in life. Just deal with it. And I don't think that's true. I just don't. I think that, you know, we all have the ability to change what we don't like about what goes on in our lives. Call me silly. All that careful planning, and I still got that just outside the limit there. And it would have been just a hair too much. You know? Okay. I'm going to soften these corners a bit. Okay, and we're going to put the hole back in here. Because we covered that up. There we go. We'll put the top piece in it later. Do 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 do. I don't see anything there that I like. I do want to put something on here, though. Let's see. No. I'll find it. There's a word that needs to be there. I just don't know what word it is. Yeah. And I can see that. I can see where that would have been a good thing. But I also see the end of it too. Being that Christianity can be viewed as patriarchal. That is another way of saying, just deal with what you've got. And it can be in a negative connotation. And that is why it's kind of morphed over centuries to become this overused and understood explanation. Like the way that people use it today is very much, hey, this is where you are, this is what you have, deal with what you've got and make the best of a bad situation. No, we don't live in that time anymore. That may have been true for our mothers, but not for us, and certainly not for our daughters. Blooming where you're planted, no. If what you have is not working for you and it is bad soil, then by that very logic, plant better soil, because you cannot plant good fruit in bad soil and you can't put bad fruit into good soil. So how can you bloom where you're planted if you're trying to put good fruit in, you need to move to good soil. I'm just saying. And that's the end of my religion for the day, because yeah, I actually know that stuff. I'm not that pagan. I'm a recovering Catholic. All right, this piece needs lace. I have deemed it that it needs lace. Let's put some lace on it. What should we put here? I don't know. It should be something overly floofy. Yes? Overly, like over the top floof. Over the top floof. It needs floof. Here floof, there floof, everywhere floof. I need floof. Floofy. A floofy. Here's my skeezers. But yeah, it's way overused, totally misunderstood, and it's like in every kit. Hell, I have seen that in Gothic kits, and I'm like, what the hell? How do you work that into a Gothic kit, people? You don't. Stop it. Just stop it. All All right, we're putting in some more floof. Are you seeing this, Rose? Floof. As soon as we get some glue down. I know right now, though, she's going, stitch it in. Stitch it. I know you have sewing machines. Get one out. All right. We put lace on a pocket. Well, on a page anyway. It's not a pocket. Where did I just see that? I just saw something. And I was like, that is perfect. Huh. Could have sworn I just saw something I wanted to put in here, and now I can't find it. Okay. All right. We're going to put these away because we don't want to overuse. And we will, because I do that. Okay. And now we're going to figure out what we're doing here. I think we're just going to put like something on here and let this be a page to write on. Nope. Let me see. Where are they? There they are. Okay. Here we go. Let's take a look at what we've got here. Okay, we're going to do this one, I think. So let me get this out of here. Let's take a look. Yes, okay. Right there. Here's my ball. I know, right? Such a novel idea. A writing page in a journal. It's so weird. Okay. Put that back up there. I lose that enough without, putting it places it shouldn't be. Shush. Shh. Don't say that. All right. Okay. This one. See, what I'm doing right now is I'm looking at alignment. Like when I put this together and I flip this page, does this get caught on this? And I think it needs to move up just a little bit because when it goes together, it's like right there. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Okay. So I've decided that this page needs to be treated like the front page. And so it's going to have digital on both sides. We'll do the same thing in the back with this one. Otherwise, I'm taking it out of the book because it's annoying me. Okay. So I have to figure out what this is going to be before I can figure out what we're going to do with this. This is probably just going to stay exactly like this. It's just a space to write. I might put like a tiny little detail in the corner of some kind, like something. That's even too big. I might put something like this in there, you know, just something small. That's actually kind of cute. I'm going to set it over there for now. Yeah, it's a lot of blue. And it's more of a teal, like a turquoise blue, than this like sea foamy color. And I'm not exactly sure why we picked this one. I think it was because there was something in one of these digitals that had that like tone to it. And we wanted to pull out the tone in that paper. And so I'm going to go ahead and just look through what we have here. See if there's anything that I want to put as a writing, you know. Because this paper is very busy. I don't know what the hell you're supposed to do with it. I get like that. What do you want from me? I know. I picked it because I liked the patterning. But it's like there's not a whole lot of writing space, you know? Okay. I think we're going to try this piece. Let me get this out of the way real quick. So I'm going to bring in the trimmer. Let me cut this off. Okay. So now, again, we're going to do that same treatment we did in the front. So I'm going to get out the deckle trimmer because it's just easier. And let's trim that off. And then that. And that's there. So let's go a little bit further. There. And let's bring this spout down to there. Let's see where that's at. All right, let's see what that puts us. Perfect. All right, so let's ink this up and then we'll get it down on the paper. Oh, and here's another one that drives me crazy, aside from the, you know, make 400 pieces of the exact same ephemera and put it in the same journal. Journal makers who just for the giggles of it, just for the giggles, ink everything with a brush. Everything. What a waste of ink. Ow. I just with my thumbnail. Hold on. Ow. This is why my thumbnails never grow. Yeah, I just made the crap out of it. Okay. Have you seen them? They have that piece of paper that's totally covered with ink. And they have like a big brush like this, and they put it in their ink and they go, and I'm like, what are you doing? Okay. This page has to go. I don't like it. I don't like it. This whole page has got to go. You're out. You're out. Let me put these in a different order now. Okay. Oh, that's better anyway. Okay. Yeah, I like that better anyway. Then we go like that. And then we can do this here. All right, I'm good. I'm going to put a pin in this, though. Because we are not here yet. No, we're not. Now we have to rethink this. See, that little bit of blue is okay with this blue. Boom. And it ties it and it pulls it and it brings it together. And you can do that. But if you're putting a load of, like, they use brushes like this. And they, and then they, and I'm like, first off, you got like an inch of ink all the way around the page. No, I don't care what you think. That does not look like a well-read book that has a lot of deposit on it. No, it doesn't. And you're using vintage photo, which is going to turn orange after it's been touched a few times. Stop, you know? Okay, now this one gets me. And I love this, and I love this designer, but why? Why did you put a whole thing in there? I don't. Is it a ticket or a tag? Make up my mind, you know? No, I hate it. Hate it, hate it. Okay, here we go. Let's see, what do we got? You might have something blue. Okay. All right. Where's my pen? There it is. Okay. Okay. All right. This is a little thin. And I want to use it as a tuck on this page. So I'm going to glue this down to another piece of cardstock. And then that way I can use it as a tuck. Which is going to be a pain in the ass to trim out, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because I got to miss the corners here. Right, that's one. Two. Gotta get under there. Three. This is the easy side. I have to scissor this. I don't want to do it, but I have to. Now I talk to myself. Oh yeah, by the way, I finally got out of the corner and, did some work yesterday. Me and myself were very happy with that. Yeah. Yeah, I've done it. Like, I know I've got something that I want to use here. I know I do. And this was a good idea, and then all of a sudden, you can't get anything done, and it just doesn't work. And so we're gonna put a tuck in there. So I'm gonna put glue on 2 sides of this. So it's time to fill the glue bottle in. Here and here. And that's going to leave us space to tuck in a journal card right there. You know what we might put in here? Not a journal card, but maybe one of our file folders. Because they're a little, heavier, a little thicker. Let me see. Oh, where journal card there. Yeah, I still got that stupid song in my head. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, what are we going to do here? Yeah, I'm just gonna, because this has got, you know, more space to it. When you tuck it in there, it works. Now, again, these things have to be lined up because now I have this thing here and I don't want, see, if this is too low, let me show you. If that's too low, it's going to catch on that every time. So it either has to be way down the page where it's not going to interfere, or it has to be above it. And I think I like it below. It's not going to interfere with that one. Those are okay. This one needs to be in the middle. Oh, I bet you that's spam calling me again.
Call from 3135 460036.
There. All right. So what have we got done today? 1, 2, 2.5.
Please leave a message after the tone.
3.5. 4.5.
Hello.
5.5. Nothing here. 6.5. All right, we got 6.5 pages done. I'm impressed, and it's got lace on it. It's floofy. So I'm going to put the top of this thing here. See, and now I don't know where to put this thing because I can't put it there. It's going to mess with the lace. Over here may not grab everything. It's just going to have to be what it is, dears. We're going to hope that nothing comes out. Okay. All right. Still liking that. Don't know what I'm doing with it, but I like it. Okay. You belong in here. What are you doing now? I don't know. Go in there. All right. All righty. So tomorrow, we're going to be working a little bit more on this. The actual cover for this, you know, I'm going to do that in its own video. I don't know, maybe later today, maybe tomorrow, because it's a whole different technique that, I mean, it's kind of the same, but it's a different technique from what we normally do when we do cloth in a book cover. So I want to do that, I think, in a separate video. I had to put that back up. Ah, you're not going anywhere. There you go. Okay, you get in there. Now the package for these things, I'll put these away because I am totally drawn to them. I keep wanting to grab them. I'm like, ah. I'll have to tell you, I don't like the words. I don't like the words that are in there, that's for sure. Because they're stupid. There's some stupid stuff in there. As I'm reading them, I'm like, what the hell are they thinking? Who thought that was a good plan? I'm going to put this in there. Okay. Put that over there. We'll put this up here. There we go. I'm still looking at this because I don't know. It's talking to me, but it hasn't completely spoken. So we're going to set that over there. See if it becomes something. All right. So lots of stuff going on. Today and tomorrow are your last days for the Projects of 25 challenge for the month of October, which is hot glue and or foil. Tonight we're going to get together and we're going to be doing stuff for the idea book. We're going to be doing some paperclip charms. Very easy to do. You really just need a round nose pair of pliers and some charms. So whatever you got, you know. And paper clips. And I know you don't hear this from me often, but we're going to be using these trombone paper clips, you know, the regular ones. If you use these colored ones, make sure that they're the ones that are made from the wire that's colored and not the ones that are plastic, dipped in plastic. Because if you use the ones that are dipped in plastic, it just rips right out. And then it looks ugly and you don't like it. And I don't like it. Nobody likes it. And it's a waste. So we're going to be doing that tonight. I will be back here tomorrow morning, but I will not be here tomorrow night because tomorrow night I'm going to be handing out candies and goodies and toys and things to the ghouls and the hobgoblins. All right. Then on the 1st, we have mixed media. And then we have our regular game, which is on daylight savings time, which is November the 2nd. Then there's a video coming out for One Sheet Wonder and then the Washi Caddy. So busy week. Starting the beginning of next month, I have to start working on the video that I'm going to be doing for Terry's Crafty Christmas 25. And that video will be released on the 23rd of December. I am already listing through February and March. Yeah. They're forever, you know, doing that extended warranty thing. I'm going to tell you what, those warranties suck. I got one when I bought Pepper. The guy that I bought her from. It was a promo thing. I got like 90 days of warranty. Ooh. And it covered nothing. Literally nothing. And then they were calling me constantly going, do you want to extend your warranty? Do you want to extend your warranty? Do you want to extend your warranty? I'm like, dude, I bought the car. The warranty was supposed to be there, you know, to cover any problems that I had in the car in the first 90 days. And it covered nothing that I had a problem with. Like right after I bought the car, it said that it had a big issue. And I took it to the mechanic and he's like, oh yeah, it's a big issue. And it was like $4,800. My mechanic fixed it for $150. And then like a month later, one of the fans for the cooling system went out. And so I took it back into the mechanic that the warranty tells me I have to go to. And I went back in and they had my car for 2 days. And then the guy calls me up. He's like, okay, well, you can come down. We'll give you the estimate and everything. And I was like, fine. And I go down there and I'm thinking, you know, okay, this is going to be covered, right? No, that's not covered either. So I'm like, what does this warranty cover? Because he's telling me that it was like $1,300 for this repair. And I was like, you know what? Just put my car back together. I'm going to take it to my mechanic because the last time you told me that it was an obnoxious amount of money. My guy did it for $150. So, well, you know, you're going to get low end. I said, no, he's not low end. He owns his own shop. He's owned his own shop for years. He's an independent mechanic. I have been taking my cars to him for 20 years. And for 20 years, he's been telling me, like when I first bought my car, we took it down there just to have that repair done. And when I got my car back, he told me, he said that it was low on oil. It was low on Freon. He charged both of those for me at no charge to me. And then he took me outside and he goes, you know, this whole back quarter panel is Bondoed. It's a great job. The paint is perfect. He goes, but that's a Bondo job. He says, it's been hit. So he checked my alignment for free. He goes, the alignment's okay, but it has been hit. He says, just know that. Oh, cool. But he told me all kinds of stuff about my car. And he's done that with every car I've ever taken him. I've taken him cars where I take the car out to him And I drop it off, and he's like, all right, I'll call you when and before I even get a block away, he's calling me on the phone going, I know what's wrong with it.
John?
Yeah. I send my kids to him. I send friends to him. And yes, he's a 40-minute ride from my house because he's way out in Henderson and I live way up on the other side. But you know what? I will take my car out there in a heartbeat.
Because he's honest.
Because he's honest, he's fair,
Good
and he's
price.
quick. And if you pay cash, it gives you a discount. So, we got a lot of stuff going on. I've got a lot of things to get prepped for. I do need to make this video that has to come out in December. So apparently I have like 2 months to make it, basically, which means it's going to, I have to figure out how to make it last 20 minutes. God, that was such a man thing. Sorry. Everybody saying hi to you.
Morning.
All right. So, also get back to me on this one here. If you guys possibly want some kind of, kids thing for Valentine's Day, like some kind of candy thing that they can take to school to pass out to their friends kind of thing, like a candygram kind of thing, let me know. And we'll get that in there before Valentine's Day. Just checking my notes. I think. Okay. Okay, we're good. All right, so if you're new here and I have not yet offended you, go ahead and hit the button because eventually I will and you want to be here for it. I offend everybody. It's just the nature of who I am. My apologies. Let me see. If you would like to know what's going on in my world, I have just updated the schedule. Go down to the description box and click on more. You can find everything that you need to cyber stalk me. You can find my Etsy shop, my email, my Instagram, Facebook group. It's all down there. My whole digital world is down there. So go ahead and check that out until I see you again. Stay well, my friends. I love you guys. Bye-bye. Well, you have fun, honey. We'll miss you.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Bye, honey.